Greetings from JSI Study Center. While top news, a separate initiative from our end. You all are requested to enjoy the video till end. So, without further delay, let's start our first important news. Kim Jong Un. North Korea says grave incident after COVID lapses. Kim Jong Un has berated top officials over lapses which caused a grave incident related to COVID 19. North Korea state media report. It was a rare sign of the pandemic's severity in North Korea, which previously insisted it had no COVID cases, a claim doubted by experts. The country has closed its border to keep out the virus, but coupled with international sanctions, this has led to food shortages and worsening economy. Mr. Kim previously admitted there was a tense food situation and told citizens to prepare for the worst ever outcome, invoking comparisons to the country's deadly 1990s famine. Let's move to our next important news, please. Russia reports record virus deaths for second day in a row. Moscow, Russia. Russia on Wednesday reported 669 coronavirus deaths over the past 24 hours, a record number of fatalities for the second day in a row, according to a government tally. The country is grappling with a spike of infections spurred by the highly infectious Delta variant and sluggish vaccination rates. One of the pandemic hotspots is the city of St. St. Petersburg, which is due to host a Euro 2020 quarterfinal on Friday in front of thousands of fans, many of them flying in from abroad for the match. President Vladimir Putin was expected to address the surge during a televised phone in session with Russians later Wednesday. Let's move to our next important news. New blood test confirmed to accurately screen for cancers. Washington DC. Scientists believe a blood test that can detect 50 types of cancer before the onset of typical signs of the diseases is accurately enough to be used to screen older people. The finding were published Thursday of last week in the Annals of Oncology. The new research found that the blood tests could detect many cancers with a high level of accuracy among people over 50 years old. Most promising scientists said the blood test can detect cancer before any signs or symptoms appear and displayed a low false positive rate of only 0.5%. Scientists ran the blood tests among 2800 volunteers who have cancer and 1200 who do not. They said the test accurately identified when cancer was present almost 50% of the time. Let's move to our next important news. With end of COVID-19 restrictions, colds and flu return across US. Cleveland, Ohio. As life returns to normal in post COVID America, the end of wearing face masks also means an increase among the public in common colds, viruses, and respiratory infections. Additionally, there has been a strong jump in sales of over the counter cold and flu medications, according to Catalina Marketing Corporation. As healthcare officials noted, from the beginning of the pandemic, masks and social distancing protected Americans from much more than COVID 19 during the pandemic. Let's move to our next important news. Miami building collapse. Later in April, warned of worsening damage. Residents of a Florida apartment building that collapsed last week received a letter in April warning of worsening structural damage. The letter, obtained and reported by US media, was sent by the president of the Apartment Blocks Building Association. It said damage that was first reported in 2018 had gotten significantly worse and would soon begin to multiply without immediate repairs. At last, 20 people were killed and 149 more are still missing in the collapse. Let's move to our next important news, please. Canada weather. Dozens dead as heatwave shatters records. Dozens of people have died in Canada amid an unprecedented heatwave that has smashed temperature records. Police in the Vancouver area have responded to more than 130 sudden deaths since Friday. Most were elderly or had underlying health conditions, with heat often a contributing factor. Canada broke its temperature record for a third straight day on Tuesday, 49.6 degrees centigrade or 121.3 degrees Fahrenheit in Lytton, British Columbia. The US Northwest has also seen record highs and a number of fatalities. Experts say climate change is expected to increase the frequency of extreme weather events such as heat waves. However, linking any single event to global warming is complicated. Let's move to our next important news, please. India's Varti invests $500 million in UK space startup OneWeb. UK based space startup OneWeb has received a cash injection of $500 million or 361 million pound from Indian firm Bharti Global. The deal means Bharti will now take a 39% stake, making in the biggest shareholder in the satellite provider. The UK government is also a major shareholder after it, and Bharti put in $1 billion to buy OneWeb out of bankruptcy last year. The new investment will help OneWeb launch more commercial satellites into space later this year. OneWeb is building a network of low Earth orbit satellites to deliver broadband connections around the world. The deal is expected to complete in the second half of this year. Let's move to our next important news. Biden to nominate academic Amy Gutmann as US Ambassador to Germany. Berlin. President Joe Biden will nominate academic Amy Gutmann as US Ambassador to Germany. Two sources familiar with the issue told Reuters on Wednesday as the two countries move closer after relations deteriorated under former President Donald Trump. Gutmann, 71, who would be the first woman to serve in the role, is currently president of the University of Pennsylvania. Her father fled Nazi Germany, Der Spiegel reported. If a nomination is confirmed by the US Senate, Gutmann would replace interim appointee Robin Quinville. Quinville took over last year from Richard Grenell, a Trump ally who stepped down after little more than 2 years in the job. Let's move to our next important news. Russia launches cargo ship to space station, Moscow, Russia. Russia on Wednesday successfully launched an unmanned space freighter carrying supplies to the International Space Station from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. The Soyuz rocket carrying the Progress spacecraft launched at 2:27 a.m. Moscow time or 23:27 GMT from the Kazakh steppes and reached its target orbit, the Roscosmos Space Agency said in a statement. Docking with the ISS is scheduled to take place at 4:02 a.m. Moscow time or 1:02 GMT Friday and will be automatic. The Progress MS-17 is carrying over 470 kilograms of fuel, 420 liters of water, and various other supplies. Let's move to our next important news. Roger Federer doesn't understand British idiom, says my English is not good enough. Roger Federer had a tough time in the first round of Wimbledon 2021, facing Adrian Manarino. After four hard fought sets, Federer got a walkover was Manarino's injury forced him to retire. Even after the match, the 39-year-old struggled, but to answer the interviewer's question, the Swiss maestro was unable to understand a common British idiom absence makes the heart grow fonder. Federer apologized for not understanding the idiom and said, "My English is not good enough. Sorry, I didn't understand it. I heard something absence and I don't know. My mind went blank. I don't understand that saying. My English is not good enough," Federer responded. Let's move to our next important news. ICC Test Rankings. Ken Williamson back at top. Virat Kohli remains fourth. New Zealand captain Ken Williamson has reclaimed the number one position in the ICC Test Rankings for batsmen after leading his side to the World Test Championship title in Southampton last week. The 30-year-old's knocks of 49 and 52 not out in the low scoring final against India helped him move above the 900 point mark, and he now enjoys a 10-point lead over Steve Smith, 89 rating points. Indian skipper Virat Kohli remains in fourth position while Rohit Sharma has moved up to the sixth spot. India wicketkeeper batsman Rishabh Pant is seventh. Let's move to our last slide. Thanks a lot for watching till end. You all are requested to subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for latest updates from our end. Till our next video, do take care of yourself and have a great moment ahead. Thank you once again.